What is up, guys? MTG of MTG Reviews, and we're back with another VW review. And you guys seemingly love VW reviews as they're the best performing videos on the channel, so we'll go with that. And it actually won the favorite car brand in the community poll as well, so yeah. So here we have the last number, the last, the Golf 8 Racing. Yeah, that's what the R means actually. So we'll check out some of its features, including the race mode, the Akrapovic exhaust, the infotainment system, its pros and cons, and stick around to see what this car is really made of. Oh, and another thing, we'll check out its cost of ownership, which is crazy for a Golf. Please support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and help us reach our 1000 subscribers goal. Danko. So this review was made possible by VW Arcadia. Check them out if you're looking for a new VW, as they quite have some extensive inventory of cars there. Check them out. So starting with the exterior design, the lines are fairly simple and it actually turns some people off. Some people still prefer the Golf 7.5R, or even some still prefer the 7 to this, which is understandable. This car is not as aggressive looking as those ones, but I personally don't see anything wrong with it. Starting from the front, we have this slim looking headlights, which are optioned with the IQ LED lights, which are 11,000 option, which is not that bad. It's a fair price for that. And just above the headlights, there's this blue strip, which is for signifying that this car is the R, opposed to the red strip that you'd find on the GTI. It runs to the other headlight connecting the two headlights, and there's this LED strip as well, which is a nice touch. You can never mistake the headlights of the Golf with any car. Under the headlights, we have this large grille, in which compared to the GTI is a bit more aggressive, but it lacks what the GTI has, the fog lights. So you're basically paying more for less, but I feel like VW could have done something more creative with the fog light situation here, to be honest, because you basically don't have them here and you have them on the GTI. But okay, it's alright. Moving to the side profile, this is basically the same as the Golf GTI. Simple clean lines. This one has the aluminum covered side mirrors, which looks clean. But what I don't like about this car is lack of option. Comparing to the Audi S3 that we've just reviewed, this is plain. On the Audi, you had 4 options for side mirror covers. On this one, you only get the aluminum ones. And the lack of option continues to the wheels as well, as you only have this one option, but you can like black it out, but it's still the same wheel. But it is what it is. They actually look good, but I'd like it if they had more options. Now the back is more interesting. I feel like this is the best looking part of this car, the rear. I don't think that there's anyone in the right mind that would say the 7.5 looks better than this one. I don't think that's, it doesn't make sense. Understand that you might feel that way with the front, but the back, VW did something here. We have the IQ LED headlights here as well, which are very nice. And the indicators are sequential. As some would say, the bear with me lights. These are really a nice touch. We have the new VW badge, which is a bit different from the old one. This is like more subtle. And we have the R badge as well, in which is new. Looks more interesting, more dynamic a bit. And what's more interesting here at the back is the exhaust. We have the R Performance exhaust, which is an optional extra that's gonna cost you 73,000 rands. Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous for an exhaust. This is the Akrapovic exhaust. And this exhaust, I feel like it's overrated. It doesn't make much difference, honestly. The difference is not... I think I just get a stock exhaust and maybe fit a better exhaust aftermarket, which I believe it's probably gonna be for less than 73,000 rands. The lack of options and customizations continues throughout the interior, as you can get the interior in black only. The quality is actually solid though, I really like it, and the layout is simple as well. The overall look of the interior is actually good. You have the nice infotainment with the nice UI, in which it's actually good and not good in some parts. So okay, let me explain. You can see that we have 3 tabs in here. So you can do different things at once on that one tab, and there's this tab that has like applications, and there's this one that you can see multiple things as well, in which it's like that first one. And this infotainment has the drag down feature just like in mobile phone, which has a quick settings and notification. So this is where I don't like it. There's this vehicle button that buries settings in a weird way. I don't think this is the better way of implementing it. I think they could have done better. Interacting with this Golf model car, which is not an R, is not really intuitive. There's a lot of things that you have to go through before getting to what you want to do. So it's just, nah, it's not it. And this screen basically handles everything actually, because the climate control system is buried here as well, which I can't help but wonder what's gonna happen if ever the screen was to die. Interesting. And directly below the screen, we have these capacitive touch controls, which control the climate, temperature, and the volume as well. And directly under that, we have the panel which has drive modes, in which you can see what just happened there. I mistakenly switched off the screen with this capacitive touch power button. That's why I hate these. Anyways, we have 4 drive modes: comfort, sport, race, and individual. And we are missing the drift mode here because this car was not optioned with the black performance package, which costs an extra 27,000 rands, which I feel like, if you're getting this car, you should go all out. There's some driver assist features as well, which are gonna cost you 12,000 rand. And the UI is good basically on some things and bad on some. It needs some getting used to. So, okay, moving to the transmission tunnel. This car is a similar one to the one of the Audi S3 that we reviewed, with a dinky gear shift, which is not what I'd prefer in a car. But anyways, it is what it is. But what's different from this compared to the S3, that we have this little storage nyana, which you can store pens. I think that's the only thing that I'm thinking that you can store here. I don't know what else you can put in there. And we have the wireless charger in front of the gear shifter, and 2 Type-C USB ports. This car supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well. Moving to the second screen on this car, which is the gauge cluster. It looks nice, everything is well laid out. You can alternate between a couple of different displays. And the steering wheel situation here is we have the capacitive touch buttons as well, which, as I've said, I don't like. But what I like about the steering wheel buttons is that we have the R button, which changes the driving mode you can change it from comfort or sport to race in an instant. You just press that button. And when you do that, the exhaust note changes as well to match the mode. And we have these pedal shifters as well, which are a nice touch. They are actually a bit bigger compared to the ones on the GTI. Moving to the back seat, the space here is adequate. For tall adults, you'll fit in, you'll be fine. You get amenities such as the folding armrest and cup holders. And you have air vents as well, which is a nice touch. And that's basically it about that. Now to the performance. The performance numbers are actually respectable on this car. It pushes 235 kilowatts and 400 newton meters of torque through the 7-speed DSG transmission. And we have the 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, which is actually the same one on the GTI, but on the GTI the power is limited to 180 kilowatts. So personally, this car is a worthy upgrade compared to the GTI, and it has the all-wheel drive system, unlike the GTI, which is only front-wheel drive. So that's basically all that I can say about the performance of this car, as I didn't really get a chance to drive it and experience it. But I'd really love if there's anyone from VW watching this and is gonna be able to grace me with the Golf 8R. I'd like to experience that. So yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Now, the pros and cons of this car. Starting with the negative. The quality of the door cards in the back is bad. It has a cheap feeling. I swear this is the same quality plastic that you get in a Polo's rear door card. It's just scratchy plastic. Secondly, why is the front passenger seat manually controlled? For the price, I think it's only fair that we have automatically adjustable seat, both actually at the front, because the driver's seat is automatically controlled. Another one is the capacitive touch buttons on the steering wheel. As I've already said, you'll mistakenly press these a lot, and which is not nice. Now to the positives. This car has adaptive chassis control, whereby you can set the suspension to be firm or soft depending on what the kind of road that you're driving or the kind of drive that you want to drive. And secondly, these seats, these are really comfortable. They hold you in place as they are well bolstered. These are the sport seats. And the third one is that we have the optional Harman and Cordon sound system, which is very nice. And for 12K, I mean, that's a fair price for it. Now to the fans. So I went to the configurator and matched the spec. So the price went to around 1,076,400 rands. Thinking that the 7.5R at the base price of 727,400 rands breaks my heart that you have to buy this car for that much and we have the same engine. Okay, cool. This thing is expensive. Paying over 1 million rand for a Golf surely doesn't feel right. But anyways, it is what it is. But how much would it cost you monthly to own this car? Over 6 years with no deposit and 12% interest, it would cost you 21,136 on just the installment, factoring the petrol at an estimate of 2.5 monthly and the insurance at an estimate of 3,800. The price would go out to 27,436 and it would go down to 25,344 rands with 10% deposit as the monthly installment would go down. Yeah, that's a bit much for a hot hatch. But tell me, with a budget of 1.1 million rands, which car would you go for? I'd personally go for this BMW M340i. This thing is perfect. Look at it, man. Even the performance, you just get more performance out of this car. And it's, yeah, okay, let's leave it there. So what's my verdict on this car? I think the 8R is a perfect car. If you're looking for a hot hatch, not a perfect car, but I mean, if you're looking for a hot hatch, I think this should be on your list, at least top 3 on your list. And you should just test drive it and feel it and see how it drives. So that's all from me. Danko.